Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton.
I'm Charlie Neff.
And today we're talking about Robert Irwin's racy photos he took down under. Man, I haven't seen that side of him.
Is that Steve Irwin's son?
Yes, Steve Irwin's son, Bindi's brother. He's showing off all the goods and looks fantastic. So we'll talk about that and show you the photos there at the end. We'll talk about Demi Moore because her adult daughters still take baths together. They're in their 30s and they bathe together.
That is disturbing.
Very disturbing. We'll talk about Val Kilmer news because there are a few details pertaining to that. And also, to begin with, we'll talk about Kanye West because him and Bianca, God, we're learning more and more about their breakup.
And he is finally confirming that they did in fact split. By the way, you guys, we are live. Thank you so much for waiting in the waiting room for us. We are live and just want to remind you guys that any of these stories you want to contribute to, add a comment to, please leave us your comments, even if it's about us, even if it's about Charlie Cotton's new podcast, Big Down Under.
Big Down Under.
Let us know, and we will get to your comments at the very end of the show.
Kanye West, he dropped a surprise track overnight talking about Bianca, his wife or ex-wife, it might appear now. He says that she left him. She had a panic attack over disturbing rants that he was doing on X. Let's have a listen to some of that song now.
Bianca, I just want you to come back. Come back to me. I know what I did to make you mad. Bianca, I just want you to come back. Come back to me. Want you to come back to me. Want you to come back.
I'm so confused right now. Is that Kanye?
I think that's Kanye with like an auto-tune.
Oh my gosh, that was bizarre. I will say the beat is pretty good.
Yeah, the beat is pretty good, isn't it?
So if you can understand what he was saying in his auto-tune voice, he said, "My baby, she ran away, but first she tried to get me committed, not going to the hospital because I'm not sick. I just do not get it."
So this confirms what we have long speculated, that the two of them are broken up. Now, They have, especially Kanye has often tried to refute those reports.
Right.
They get seen together after reports come out or they deny them. But now he's confirming that she's left him. He wants her back. He tracks her car. She thinks that, he's flying off the handles too much. Her family wants to get him committed. Like, he's confirming all of the stuff that had been like out there being bandied about.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were wondering, like, how does Bianca feel about everything that's happening with Kanye right now? Like, he's attracted so much attention to himself, not in a good way, about all these, like, racist, homophobic, like, all these different kinds of, like, comments he's making, really stepping over the line, wearing, like, a KKK outfit. Everyone's like, how is Bianca standing by him? And then remember, she, like, showed up to the Grammys basically naked. People were like, oh my gosh, get that girl some help. But now we know, like, they're having trouble behind closed doors.
Absolutely they are. And even like the stuff Kanye said bars him from going into her home country, Australia. Like, he can't even go where she lives because of the horrible things that he has said and like the hateful speech.
Would he be accepted if he went to Australia?
No, he's already been, his visa won't be approved.
But like, I mean, accepted by like the people there.
Is he like accepted by anyone that isn't just like a Kanye fan? You know what I mean? Like, I think Kanye fans in Australia probably don't care. And listening to this song, and I heard a few other things that he'd been working on recently, the music is good. And that's what I struggle with.
That's what how he started, right? Is he would like make beats. And remember, he made that like famous beat for Jay-Z, the H to the Izzo. That's how Kanye really got his start, was from Jay-Z picking up like the beat that Kanye created. So like, yeah, he is a genius when it comes to beats. It just so happens like he's also a great rapper, but then also his personal side is like, yuck. But did you see he posted the tracks that are going to be on his alleged album that's coming out tonight? I say alleged because he always says, oh, it's coming out this day, it's coming out, and then it doesn't come out. He claims it's coming out tonight, right? So he posted like a track list. One of the songs, Cosby.
Oh.
He
He deserves a song?
I guess so. I feel like Cosby is gonna be like, oh no, bro, like don't drag me into this. I think there's
Cosby
another.
still alive?
Yeah, he's in jail, right? Wait,
I think he got
did
out.
he get out? Oh, he got out.
He's in poor health though, I think, wherever he is.
Yeah, I still think Cosby's like, leave me alone, man.
Leave me out of it, Kanye.
I think there was a song Diddy.
So
Like he's just,
oh.
yeah, exactly. He's dragging in any shock factor he possibly can. Into
But
this album.
you put a good beat behind the Diddy track, and you can talk about being a Nazi and all that crap and how much you love Hitler. And if it's got a good beat behind it, people are gonna listen. That's just what's so fucked up. People are gonna listen.
I think if you think about it like Kendrick, which I don't want to compare them, but Kendrick, you know, in Not Like Us, was rapping about somebody being a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get to those lyrics, A minor, we all sing it. It's but then again, it's not about us. You know, it's about somebody else that we're all loving to hate right now.
Right.
But I do feel like sometimes it doesn't matter what you're saying. If it has a good beat, it all rhymes and goes together, then you're like, it's fun and entertaining.
I just think Kanye's going to be all right no matter what happens. He's just Teflon Don.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, on to our next story. Demi Moore's adult daughters still take baths together.
This is disturbing.
Isn't this weird?
Yes.
They were on a podcast, or one of them was anyway, Rumor. She said, we all take baths together, my sisters and I, and that's just the kind of house that I grew up in. She also said that she still sleeps in the bed with her mum. I don't know if that's like on a regular basis, but assuming that she means that like that's where her bed is, next to Demi.
No, like in the bed.
Yeah, in the bed next to Demi.
Yeah.
Is that like messed up or is that normal? Or
I mean, I guess in a way, if you think about it, like what's different between falling asleep with your mom in a bed versus falling asleep with your mom on the couch?
A bit of like, you know, pillow talk.
You think there's like more intimacy in a bedroom?
You graze bodies sometimes during the
No,
night?
I'm sure they're not sharing a twin bed.
You think they sleep naked?
No, I hope not. Okay, now
I mean, they
your
bath
fantasies
together.
are entering.
They bath together.
No, okay. I'm not against sleeping, maybe taking a nap or whatever in the same bed. I think that's totally fine. The weird part is definitely bathing with like your sisters.
Are they like shaving their legs in the bath?
I don't know. Maybe it's because like I'm an only child. Like I can't imagine like just being an adult getting naked next to a sibling. Sorry, I have 2 half brothers, but still, like that would be weird.
You wouldn't get naked around your half brothers? Have a
Definitely
shower
not.
No?
Definitely not.
No.
Would you? You have a sister. Are you okay like getting naked around your sister right now?
Like absolutely not.
Yeah.
But what happens if you had another sister or I had a brother?
No, I still think that would be weird. Like I also feel like it's weird to talk about like intimacy with like dating with like talking about having those conversations with like your parents or with like your sisters or your siblings.
I'm not awkward about that unless you're giving the
like do you
details.
tell your sister like, yeah, I banged her last night?
About my wife. No.
Like that to me is also very weird.
I did actually recently. I was talking to my sister about someone and I wanted to like brag, and so I said, you know, I slept with her. It's like
with your sister? What is this? With White Lotus?
I said to my sister, I slept with her.
And was your sister like barfing in her mouth?
I think she was kind of proud of me.
Oh, wow.
You'd be proud of me too.
I could not have those conversations with my
too.
brothers.
Okay, on to our next story. Do you want to talk about Val Kilmer?
Yeah, so Val Kilmer, obviously legend, passed away a couple days ago. So we got some more information, kind of the months and years leading up to his passing. I think for a lot of people, it was a shock, but I worked with a couple other reporters here on this story, and we're all being told that this wasn't a shock to people very close to him, including his family. So he had actually been bedridden for the past couple years, which, you know, he had been posting videos. I think one as recently as the end of February, where he's like hanging out with a guy. There's like a Batman mask in like the video, and he's like joking. Yeah, that video is years old.
Right.
So he had been bedridden. Remember, he had cancer. He beat the cancer, and he was doing some kind of treatment that helped him to beat it. But because of all the treatments he had done, his body was super weak. We're hearing that he was extremely frail in the months leading up to his passing, and his body just couldn't fight off anything at that point. Remember, he passed away from pneumonia, but had a ton of health issues in the last, especially in the last few years. He was even hospitalized in January of this year. And then obviously he had passed away in a hospital fairly recently. So it's just really sad to have like a different picture of what the final years were like for Val Kilmer. It sounds like really sad and just so different from the Val Kilmer we remember, like the strong Batman, or like, do you remember him in Willow? Like all those kind of movies. But yeah, just really, really sad.
I assume you can hear more about that on our Last Days podcast.
Oh, yeah. Are you guys getting that going? Oh, Last Days.
Emergency episode.
Yes.
Whenever I hear a celebrity dies, I always think about Last Days podcast.
Yeah, I mean, they do such a great job on that podcast of like recapping like what people's like final moments were, and you know, kind of just rehashing everything. And yeah.
Now we'll head down under because
Yes.
Robert Irwin,
Steve Irwin's son. This is mind-boggling to me because I remember these kids being kids.
Yes, that's exactly why it hits me too, because you remember them in the Steve Irwin heyday when I remember he had Robert. I remember he called him Bob at the time. He had him as like a little baby and he was dancing him on the grass in front of a crocodile.
Oh.
It was just, and now he has stripped down to just his briefs.
Well, he's 21 years old now.
Yeah.
These aren't boy briefs.
Right.
These are man briefs.
He is quite a man. His body is like, he must work
Insane.
out. Yeah, I mean, he's quite.
I mean, it's
bigger.
It's giving like the Hemsworth brothers.
It is. It really is. And
level.
he's posing with like snakes and spiders. And
Is he single?
he should be.
Do you remember there was that American girl that like shot her shot at him and was what did she do? Like gave him her number or something. And he was like so polite. He's like, "Thank you for that. Thank you. I will definitely take a look at this note like later." But it never worked out with them.
Also, looking at these photos, one must say Robert is big down under.
Oh.
Get what I mean? You can see.
Can you see like the nuts and bolts, or do you think there's like a cup in there?
Look, I think there's a cup, and like I'm not.
So we don't know if the cup is filled.
Yeah, I mean, if I was him, I would definitely stuff my underpants. So I'm not like that's fine.
Has there ever been like sexy boxer photos of a guy where he just like doesn't stuff it, and if he's like small down there?
No, you only would agree to that if you had a big one or if they agree that you could stuff it.
Yeah, fair.
But I mean, Robert Irwin, he looks great. I'm desperate to get him on my podcast, Big Down Under. Like he is.
That would be great.
I want to hear about him and, you know, his life story, but also just like how he feels about America. I'm surprised he hasn't come over here and really tried to make a big brand for himself over here.
Does he need to? Australia's his home.
I guess he doesn't need to.
And he loves like all the animals out there. He's got so much knowledge about, you know, the wildlife in Australia.
Yeah.
I can't imagine he would want to leave.
Yeah, he's such an interesting dude.
But he could always zoom in.
He could always zoom in. That's how he can come over. All right, let's read out some of your 10 second. Robert, I love you. I love your family. I'm actually in an auction right now to win a Steve Irwin car key from his real car keys.
Oh, that's pretty cool. How much is that going for?
I don't want to tell anyone because I want to win the auction.
Okay, I'm going to go online right now and outbid you.
Robert, I love you, please. Big Down Under needs you. We really do need you, actually, Robert. Not doing that great. Okay. Crikey, mate. All right, read out some of the comments.
All right, for the Kanye West story, Butch said, "The best news I've seen now, he can go be irrelevant again." Well, if he's coming out with an album, probably will be back in the news. Sveta said, "You're wrong. Most DJs in Australia won't play Kanye anymore. I won't. You can go too far. I don't hear the beats in the same way, and I have no idea how you could. It's not that hard to make a beat, by the way."
Good on you.
Wow.
Love it.
David said, "I like the beat, but the song is terrible." Yeah, the little like auto-tune voice that like threw me for a loop.
The beat is the beat making.
Like, is this Ratatouille's song? Like,
right. I hope the rap comes in soon after that.
Yeah. For the Demi Moore story, Margot Knott said creepy. Yeah, I agree. Tinfoil Hat said, I mean, why even tell everybody? Why not keep all that weirdness to yourself? Yeah, it's definitely TMI, but that's also like the industry we're in right now.
100%.
You're being transparent, a little too transparent.
You have to get like clicks.
Right. Marcy P said, that's just weird, and I have a stepsis. I wouldn't think about taking a bath nor a shower with her, LOL.
Are you willing to reveal anything about yourself so that we might get better ratings? Is there anything creepy you do? I mean, that you can share?
About me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I should maybe sell my feet photos.
Okay.
At some point.
Why don't we have a live...
I'm open to selling my feet photos.
Let's have some sort of live auction on the podcast.
Should I put my feet up here right now?
Okay.
Take off my shoes,
oh,
undress.
Nice. What size are you?
Size 8, which is very average for a woman.
That's the best size.
Eminem said, oh wait, what story is this? Oh, for the Robert Irwin story, Eminem said 21. Where does the time go? Yeah, I know. The craziest part is like, we're also getting old.
I know.
That's heartbreaking. Miscellaneous comments for you guys. Steven said, so I've been missing the live podcast because of my new job, but I was lucky to be able to watch this morning. Much love to the Charlies. Podcast isn't the same without the both of y'all. Stay gold.
Wow.
Thank you, Steven, and congrats on the new gig.
Yeah, fantastic. Well done, Steven.
Justin said, hello to Wild and the crew behind the scenes. Congrats to your new podcast, Charlie. Can't wait to check it out. Wow, Wild getting shout out.
I love Wild getting Wild. Actually, this is the day of plugging out other products. So Wild has a podcast called Verify, TMZ Verify.
Oh, yes.
Talks to influencers.
Right. If you want to get to know Wild a little bit more, you can watch
that podcast is actually doing really well lately.
Is it?
I've been following the trend and the line is heading up in terms of, it is.
Wow.
I'm not even joking.
Wow.
So well done to Wild and Steph.
Do we have any more comments?
I think we really...
Wow, okay.
All right, well, that was a good time, Charlie.
A good time had by all.
Sorry about everything.
Are you going to tell people? we got in a fight before this podcast. Wow, we're talking about it right here, right now.
Honesty is what actually sells like podcasts.
I didn't want to do the Robert Irwin story, and Charlie wanted to. But we met in the middle. And we threw it in the end.
Good work.
And are we good? Are we good?
good?
Were you texting people about me?
No,
talking shit?
I wasn't texting people about you.
Oh, okay.
I was texting people about other stuff.
Oh, okay. So are we good?
We're good.
Okay.
We're officially good.
You know what, guys? Sometimes mom and dad fight.
That's right. That's right.
It's all for you guys.
But we'll never
all
get
for
a divorce.
You know what? It's their fault we're fighting about
It's their
this.
fault. We blame you. Okay, is this episode still going?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
And we'll see you here tomorrow.
Bye.